It'll be the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Miami Dolphins.
Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Miami Dolphins. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They'll be led out by the first overall selection of the 2016 draft. From Cal, it's Jared Goff.
And I'll bet right now it's just one thought in his mind.
Win the game. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
no,
right?
Two touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
On first down, it's gone. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. And here now a look at the Dolphins' offensive unit.
A special player on the offensive line is right tackle Lane Johnson, a 2-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro. And pass rushers come from everywhere now in the NFL, and he holds them in check on his side and loves to finish off guys in the running game.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Goff now looking to throw. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. A look there at the defensive starters for Cincinnati. They were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And the big thing for them was the interceptions. And you hear teams all the time talk about establishing themselves against the pass. You know, no-fly zones and things of that nature. This group had a bunch of them in last week's game.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
Here we go. 120.
Check. Walk with me forward. All right.
Throwing on third. Gone. He completes this to Sutton. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
Let's go.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run with Coleman on first down, and they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. A shotgun snap for Goff. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Defensively, they better figure something out. Opening drive, he already has 4 catches.
And if you have to figure out how to stop him defensively, that usually means you weaken your defense. That means that now the offense is doing the dictating, and they should have...
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Tevin Coleman, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Dolphins take it right down and score on the opening drive. This is a crew. They've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really haven't. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right.
Ready? 70, Indy.
They run with Ezekiel Elliott, last year's NFL rushing leader. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On 2nd and 9. Lock. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Let's go now. 30 base. 6-6. Pull it high. Let's go.
A first down carry by Elliott. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I don't care what game it is. Everyone's always looking for an early advantage, an early break, and they almost had one there. That should have been an interception. Nice catch. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds.
And offensively lucky to have that one back.
Yep.
Right there. 54. Right there. Right
Bravo.
there. I got him. Hey, one set. Check, Mike.
2.
Throwing his lock on third down. He's going deep for Brown. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. Third and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him. And what I mean by that is what you said. Third and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
A pass there complete to Sutton. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
From the gun on third down, Goff. And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. Our first update now comes from Atlanta. And the Jags, they're out to an early lead there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
A nice pickup of 17 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now a man who really came on late last year, it's Damian Williams. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Damian Williams. His 6th touchdown of the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. So, Charles, the season winding down. The playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
On second down, it's Coleman, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Shaq Lawson's one of those guys that after a while you quit just trying to define him by a position. Defensive end, outside linebacker, doesn't matter. He knows how to get upfield and spill some plays.
So disruptive. What makes him so disruptive?
I think it's strength. If you see his upper body, I mean, he's got some strength up there and some really good hands, but he's got some surprising quickness as well to get him upfield.
Let's put that team on the bus.
From the gun, here's Goff. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Hey, Charlie.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Elliott. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his 2nd rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there, and it helps him move the sticks. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On play action, Locke. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. They look to throw. It's Locke. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Go, go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Mike Daniels in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
On 2nd down now, it's Coleman. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's Goff. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Darius Leonard in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Man, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Locke now on 1st down. And he checks this one down to Williams. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. A loss of 3 on that 1st down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. Here's Elliott. And an alley to run. And they're able to get this this one across the 35. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Lock now on 1st down. Going deep this time for Miller. A big play there for the Bengals. 48 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the 1st down as he's tackled at the 1. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find it.
And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Ezekiel Elliott. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Bengals have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this 2nd quarter. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This will be fielded at the 6. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Yeah, right now under 100 yards of total offense. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. It's a pickup of 5. Brings up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. On first down, Locke. He completes this into the hands of Miller. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Locke now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Locke. He'll rifle this one deep right. And this is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. This clearly the final play of the half, but no field goal attempt. They're going for it with 3 seconds remaining. Now Locke. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Anthony Miller in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. The touchdown all set up by the big play one snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play. Got the momentum going, right? You create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
So we've reached the intermission. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
What I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Here's Locke to throw. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or 2 short, and it's 4th down.
How did he do that? How did he do it? I mean, in this type of weather, it's not just catching it, it's seeing it coming towards it. Maybe that's why he ended up having to go up one-handed, but boy, what a catch.
That was a spectacular one-handed grab. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs, because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
It's complete to his tight end, Charles Clay. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Lock now, 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Lock. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Lock. Flushed out right. Well, this is caught by Williams. Fighting through, and he's got space. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Cody Latimer, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. There was a lot of zip on that pass. It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the linebacker, Mason Foster. And nothing there on the return. They've got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They will run again with Coleman. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Goff now looking to throw. Darius Leonard in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Around the NFL, 3rd quarter at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And we're seeing an extension of the lead by the Jags. They're up pretty big. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 23 yards on the play.
Ready, set.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league, those guys who can run.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And the return will stop right around the 25.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys have to touch the ball and carry it. They're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Now the pass hauled in by Kenny Stills. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage would be found.
3rd and long. It's gone. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A pickup of 27, and they pick up the first down in the process. Goff on first down. This is Coleman with a grab. And he's taken down inside the 30. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th.
Like 20.
He's coming. Check in. It's a party now. It's a party now.
Now Goff on first down. Got a man open in Sutton. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup. Goff in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. This is Coleman. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tevin Coleman. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead. Now he's doing his part, but still facing a sizable deficit.
And he would like to do more, but he needs help from the other 2/3, right? He needs his defense to bow up a little bit, and he also needs special teams to maybe create some big plays and help them get back in it.
So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And Tevin Coleman polished it off with a touchdown run. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They've got the 2-score lead. Look, though, they fumbled last possession, led to a touchdown. So while things look good here at this stage in the 4th, they got to be careful.
They definitely do, because they've actually brought them back into it, haven't they? They've given them hope once again. Their purpose on this drive, squash that hope one more time.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. He was trying to find Anthony Miller there, but it's going to be 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 10th carry now for Elliott. Uses the stiff arm. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. The Bengals on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Got a man, it's Brown. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark, because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football. And now Miller hit, and he fumbles. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. You know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. And right now, a lot to like on that screen. They've wrapped up the division, now currently sitting in the coveted number 2 spot. Of course, you'd love number 1, but if you can't have one, number 2 is pretty good.
I agree with you totally, and here's the other part, too. The really good teams, the really confident teams, they're not as worried about being number 1. 2 is fine because they feel like they can go on the road and win against number 1 if they absolutely have to. The big thing, though, is clinching one of those early byes and able to sit and get a little rest as the playoffs begin.
No gain on the play there. Second down. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Ready.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They fake the handoff. Now Locke. And that's Elliott. Complete. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a 1-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
So Jared Goff in the offense, down by 8, 2:10 on the clock. And they're in danger of a third straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was hoping to get that one to Tevin Coleman in space. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
So another big shot dodged there defensively. Now they're just 1 more incompletion away from salting away this victory. And I know this feeling. They're almost giddy, but they have to stay focused and locked in. They can make one big mistake and throw it all away.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. DeForest Buckner. And now the football is going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. So now let's look at the situation. They do have all 3 timeouts remaining, so barring a first down, they could conceivably get the ball back.
So now it's all about defense and stopping the clock. Don't give up any yardage, right? Use your timeouts. And your offense always practices going downfield without timeouts. You know, those 2-minute drills, most of them are run in practice without the benefit of timeouts. They want to make it as tough a situation as possible. They're in it right now.
An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Looking to find a lane, but he can't rein in at the line of scrimmage. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. A lot going to throw it here toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
A great open field tackle is going to stop him shy of the goal line. The trick play does not pan out here on 4th and goal. And the Dolphins celebrate their goal line stand. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
They'll look to throw. And, oh, it's a safety. Goff got buried in the end zone. He couldn't get rid of it. What a gut punch. That should be the nail in the coffin with those 2 points making this a 2-score game now with time, Charles, clearly not on their side.
Yeah, they have to give the football away as well. Had a chance. Yeah, it was a small chance to get down the field, but guess what? This one's now just about over.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs.
Down. 70, Indy. Hey, Haywood.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Hey.
Mike 54. Woo-hoo.
Let's go.
Back to throw. Lock. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Big Shaq Lawson gets the sack there. And they're trying to line up quickly here. Goff urging them on. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
Ready to break.
41 Mike, right here. 41 Mike. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby.
After the turnover, here's Locke. This will be caught by Brown. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Come on, set. 60 Pittsburgh.
Watch 54.
5.
To throw is Locke. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals.